Hey, Coach, what was most glaring from an execution standpoint in that fourth quarter?
I thought we turned it over a little bit early in the fourth, but a part of it is just missing shots tonight, and so you make shots we normally make, we get to our spots, maybe it's a different outcome, but then that always leads me to what could we control. So you always look at your mistakes. Execution at both ends defensively. We made probably too many errors if you're not going to shoot the ball as well as we normally do, and some of those errors cost us, I think.
4 losses in a row. I know every game is unique, but have you noticed any commonalities? It's a sign of something that you want to clean up in these final 5 games.
I think what we're seeing right now as we get down to these games, we're playing high-quality teams that want to win for playoff seeding. It's a little bit of uncharted territory for this group. So this is good for us, frankly. We all want to win every night, and I would have much preferred to win tonight. But some adversity, some higher level competition is I think what this team needs going into a playoffs. We have no common experiences together in that setting, and so these are a little bit of a dress rehearsal when you're playing playoff teams that need wins, that are really coming out to try to win these games and play at a high level. So this is good for us. The adversity is good for us. We're going to face adversity in the playoffs, and without having some adversity, now, it may not afford us as much as going through this adversity.
Bruce Beck with NBC New York.
Steve, how do you balance getting ready and getting healthy here at the end of the regular season with kind of looking ahead at the big picture, which is, the playoffs?
Well, we're just trying to get better every day. We can't really control the injuries. We're getting healthy bodies back. We got the most guys I think we've had all year right now that are available, so that's positive. Trying to figure out some rotations and combinations. Obviously, James comes back at some point and changes everything again, but we're trying to just get better. We're trying to get more familiar with what we're trying to do. Try to get better at our principles and get a better understanding between one another. As I said, a lot of these teams have been to the playoffs 2, 3, 4 years in a row. We're just getting to know each other. A lot of our guys have missed a lot of the season, so trying to gain that understanding, that continuity is what we're after right now. We're going through a tough stretch. We're not playing really well. We're not playing really sharp. We're right in it today. We had our chances for sure. We've had our chances the last 3 games. So what is it that can get us over the hump? I think the first thing is for us to continue to stay strong mentally, to pick each other up, to realize we got a lot of work to do. We keep working. We don't let this take the wind out of our sails, and we'll improve and get better.
Malika Andrews, ESPN.
Steve, in that spirit, I think that I think it's Brett Brown who has the saying, it's all about how the plane lands at the end of the season. So I'm wondering how you feel these bumps, if you feel them more now that you're landing than you did earlier in the season, and how maybe you work to minimize any pressure or panic of a 4-game losing streak, which is the longest you guys have had this season.
I think pressure is good. You're going to face pressure in the playoffs, so we have to be pressure tested. And this is a team, like I said, that hasn't been there together before. So, this is a little bit of pressure for us, a little bit of a hole to dig out of. I think these are positive scenarios that we haven't faced. So for us to go through this, to have a little losing streak, to have at least 3 of these last games where we just weren't as sharp as we need to be, but we had a chance to win. How can we solve this riddle? How can we get over the line in some of these games? But at the same time, how can we improve and grow? we need all these games in order to get better. So win or lose, what can we take from them? What can we gain? So, this is not a time to panic, and we've made the playoffs, and we're getting healthy at the right time now. What can we do? Well, how can we grow? How can we put the puzzle and the pieces together to make us as strong as possible in as short a period of time as possible? So we're giving ourselves the best chance to succeed when the playoffs come around.
Thank you.
Brian Lewis with the New York Post.
Hey, Steve. This is twofold. For KD, 1 for 10 in the second half. Were those the looks that he normally would be getting or would be wanting? And then on the other side of the court, you go from allowing less than 30% shooting in the third to 60% in the fourth. Was that anything that they did tactically, or was that your defense taking a dip late in the game?
I think the truth is always in the middle. I think Kevin didn't have a great rhythm tonight, particularly in the second half. He normally can get to his spots and convert. just wasn't in a great rhythm. So some of that is just going to happen from time to time. We're all going to have poor shooting performances or nights where we don't quite have our rhythm. And then the defense, we made some mistakes. I thought third quarter defense was really good. Fourth quarter, we made a few mistakes and they made a few plays. But I think there's a lot to build on. And we can look at the tape. We can continue to build, continue to grow, and get better.
Greg Logan with Newsday.
Steve, so far the team is 9-11 without James Harden. Do you feel like when he comes back, because you have such a good record with him, that kind of cleans up a lot of the problems that are happening right now?
Well, clearly James is an amazing player. It means a lot to this team. We've had a lot of success with him on the floor, and he'll improve us immediately in a lot of ways and cover up a lot of holes. But we still don't have that common experience, so we need time to grow and learn and play together. And that may not be here. It may not be enough, but it is what it is, and we got to work. And we got to try to find a way to come together as quickly as possible. And what can we control to win games as we're finding that understanding and that cohesion.
Last question, Christian Winfield with the New York Daily News.
Hey, Coach. Cold shooting nights from Kevin are kind of an outlier at this point. So what do you tell him when he has an off game, or do you have to tell him anything, or what do you see from him after a poor shooting performance like this? Because it's not so often that we see them.
Nothing. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer because he's incredible at what he does. So everyone has off nights. He rarely has off shooting nights, and I have nothing to say to him. He's going to be Kevin Durant. He's going to make buckets. He's going to cause problems for the defense. And tonight was just one of those nights.
Thanks, Coach. We appreciate it.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.